Oh, I started recording by mistake. Well, that's cool. Fuck it. Welcome. I'm not even gonna connect this, I'm just wearing it for the vibe. So, welcome to the first episode of this podcast, which has yet to be named. Today we're talking about pineapples and why they're not as good as tarantulas. So, I eat tarantulas for breakfast every day, and I was thinking about that earlier, and I came to a revelation that things aren't what they seem at first. What you look at, what you observe, what you see is not the same as what you feel. Because what you feel, you cannot tell. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, if you feel something, you feel it. You don't know why you feel it. I mean, sure, you could be like, oh, I don't know, fucking, I laugh, I see this, and I feel happy. But that's only because you think you're supposed to feel that way, right? So, hold on. I'm now wearing pants, so I have to slide away. So, so you don't know what you're. Whoa. So you don't know what you're feeling, right? Because you look at this and you think you're supposed to feel a certain way about it. But what if you don't feel that way? What if this makes you feel something different? Something you haven't felt before? Maybe something that teaches you more about yourself. Right? So when you seek things that are made to make you feel better, that's their sole purpose, right? They're supposed to make you feel better. But we, through things like the painting, we understand that not everyone's good is the same thing. And I know that sounds very plain and simple, but it is. What? God damn it. I throw myself off with shit like this. Where was I? Yeah, so with shit like this, we realize that not everyone's good is the same. Not everyone's things that make them feel good are the same. We know this. Everyone has favorites. Why do we discuss favorites? Because we feel like the thing we like most says something about us. Which truly, I mean, yeah, it does. Yeah, it just does, man. I have nothing. So, that's why when people create things with the intention of making people feel good, I don't think it ever does. I think it serves merely as what it is. Like, let's say it's a realistic painting of two roses. All that's worth is the paper and the paint, to me. And like in general, because okay, during the industrial revolution, I think in the 1800s, I have no idea, when modern art started, was at its peak, I think, or was just starting off, I'm not sure. Like, there was post cameras being invented. So once cameras are being invented, no, maybe that was not post cameras, but whatever. Once cameras were invented, that's when contemporary art started, not modern art. I think, still. Don't fact check me. Fact check me, actually, but don't check. You know what I mean. So, when contemporary art started, one of its sole reasons for starting God damn it. One of its sole reasons for starting was the invention of cameras and there not being a need to create realistically, because you could just have a picture of it. If you wanted flowers, well, fucking get flowers. But if you don't want to deal with the maintenance of the flowers and whatever, get fucking plastic. Don't tell me it's a waste, like it's environmental, because I use all acrylic paint. That's all plastic. So that's plastic plus the amount of manufacturing that went into it in a plastic tube, whatever. So you're just fucking up more by getting the painting, because well, you know what I mean. Again, all the painting is worth is its material, its cost, without the labor, without the creativeness. Yeah, so the artist felt as though artists felt as though there was no need for them to paint realistically because pictures were a thing now, right? But not to go off on a tangent, but going off on a tangent, um, today we have things like the Mid-Journey bot or the DALL-E bot. The I fucking hate DALL-E. It's honestly not up to today. Check out Mid-Journey. They have a great community on Discord. Mid-Journey bot. That'll give you some sick shit. My cover art for Pop, the actual one, not the other two, was made on Mid-Journey. So yeah, even me, right? I'm also a hypocrite for saying this, but if you wait, hold on. If you think about what's, if you think about the birth of contemporary art, it happened because there was no longer a need for realistic art. But today, it seems as though even contemporary art can be replicated. I mean, I've created some bot made like AI art myself through prompts where I've just added like Jean-Michel Basquiat to the prompt. Like Mid-Journey, right? It takes keywords. So if I write Jean-Michel Basquiat, that's gonna be a term for the painting that it develops, for the art that it develops. So you can just do that, right? So there's also just borderline no point in people trying to create solely based on emotion and intuition. Because what comes from that shit, like abstract art, all that comes from way deep inside you. Like you have to be in a certain zone to look at a piece and like look at a fucking blank piece of paper or whatever it is, text, I don't know. But to look at, okay, fuck that. That's not the right way to say it. Ah. Um, what was I saying? What was not the right way to say something? I forgot what the fuck the point was. God damn. God damn. Okay, so let's talk about this instead. So there was this it was probably like 6 months. No. It was probably like 3-4 months ago. I was chilling in my bedroom. I was talking to someone on the phone. It was around 2 a.m., I think. That was fucking crazy that I did that. Yeah, it was around 2 a.m., and all of a sudden I heard a loud noise outside that sounded like glass breaking or something heavy falling from a, a significant height. Something of that sort. So I fucking freaked out. I thought someone jumped off of one of the floors of the building. I was losing my mind, or that for like that split second, everything ran through my mind, and everyone that it could have been that jumped off, possibly, potentially. So I live on the ground floor, not to dox myself, but so I look out and it's just this delivery guy that was. I'm not sure if he was drunk or high or on some other shit, or if he was truly just tired and exhausted from all the hard work that these guys do and not get equally paid for, whatever. Um, yeah, so the doors to the building are made of glass entirely. So he walked into one of the closed doors. So there's four glass panels. Two of them, the cornermost ones, are not openable. They're just panels. And the center two are doors that open from inside. So the dude just walked in, tried to walk in through one of these doors, I guess, because he didn't figure that there was glass there. So good job cleaning, ladies. Thank you. And no, not thank you. Good job, but not thank you. You know what I mean. So I look outside my window and he's like very dazed. The building manager is there, but he just seems very like out of it. So me relating honestly, um, I offered him like a glass of water, and I was just like, I was so surprised that he wasn't like physically hurt. He was touching his like calf again and again, so I'm assuming it did hurt him, even though I did ask him a couple of times if he was alright, and he did say he was. So I'm not like, I understand why someone who's hurt does that. We always did that when we were kids, with parents being like, "Oh no, I'm not hurt. No, I'm fine." So it's not something that is uncommon. But yeah. Does anyone remember the initial point? I don't think we were on the initial point. I think we lost the initial point completely and restarted, right? Yeah. So I got this cardboard box with a table that I got, and I'm considering painting on the cardboard. But it's confusing because, I mean, sure, the paint's acrylic, I can varnish it, but that's not gonna stop the cardboard from fucking up the piece. So I'm not sure if it's worth it. Because I think it saddens me when I see people throwing their own or others throwing their art away, even if it's like a 2-year-old child, even if it's fucking shit that doesn't matter, even if it's like a school project or something. But especially those back pages of notebooks and shit like that, it physically hurts me when people throw that away, because that's you. That's what you created. That's the only thing that potentially, with the right equipment, would live longer than you. That's what you create. That's what it's all about, at least to me, right? It's all about creating something that's larger than yourself. This video I'm making, even if I don't upload it, it's still currently on my laptop, because I'm literally using the laptop face cam. I always end up doing that. It's currently on my laptop. If my laptop storage gets full, it'll go onto the hard drive and live there. And I've told a few of the people close to me, and even if I haven't, hear it now. When I die, I want everything that I've ever made to be released to the public, and in case there is any monetary gain from it, to put it towards building a better environment for children to prosper. That's the that's the goal. Like, people look at me and think that because of the things that I've tried to do for the past few years, By few, I mean like, what am I? Okay. So, like the last 7 years or so. Even longer. I don't know. With the things that I've tried to do for these last few years, people always. The first thing people think out of the things that I do is that, oh, he wants to be famous. That's what his thing is, right? Because it went from wanting to be like, at the greatest level playing football, soccer, whatever. Then it was dancer, be the best fucking dancer there is, be a dance team choreographer at a very high scale. Keep in mind, everything that I'm saying, I am admitting that I would not like it if I was doing these things forever at a small scale. I would like gradual growth until it becomes that. So that's why that's the end goal, right? So it's football, it's dance, then fuck it, there's no series, right? There's music, there's art. Want to be the biggest, like the most commercially not commercial artist. That's my goal, to be so commercial through the intention of being not commercial. That's the shit I love, to fucking break rules, bend shit, like fucking squeeze through that gap, you know what I mean? Pause. Fucking threw me off. God damn it. So yeah. That's the shit, right? To create. Because what do people call, who do people think is of greatest power ever? God, right? People who, at least people who believe in a higher power, it's God, right? Who's God? Why do we need the idea of a God? It all stems from us not being able to fathom that we don't know how we became, how we exist. What is this? Where did this come from? Right? And we have to just put that all on God, aka the Creator. He who created, they who created everything. So what if, imagine this, right? We're okay with the idea of us being in a simulation, right? So tell me this. Why are we not okay? Okay, no. We haven't talked about this ever. So it's not a thing. It's a new idea. If we could be a simulation in a video game, why can't we be a simulation in a painting? Why can't we be characters of something fictional that someone's thought up? And because that person thought that, they created that story, and where that story, why can that not be a possibility? And if that is the possibility, why would you want to do anything other than create? Right? That makes sense. I'm gonna have a slice of pizza. Cold as fuck. Y'all want ASMR? I'm making out with my Don't click off, by the way. A lot more dope shit coming. Next up on the whatever I call this podcast, it's Jimmy Fallon with Kid Rock. And they're teaching Soulja Boy how to crank that. Oh, who's that? It's Cardi B trying to do the WAP. Who's that? It's Akon trying to smack that. Who's that? It's Pop Smoke. You know, he packed that. Got that. You know? You know? Hard as fuck. RIP Pop. CIP Pop. RIP to fucking PNB Rock, man. I'm not gonna lie. I feel as though I do fall into the category where I didn't listen to X before he passed. I didn't listen to well, I did listen to Juice before he passed, but nah, I never really liked Juice's music. Obviously, I love him for what he did and what he was, but I never personally just never vibed with the music. But yeah, X, Pop Smoke, Nipsey Hussle, even though I haven't heard much of him still. All these people I went and listened to after I found out that they were no longer able to create. And that's what so many artists are afraid of. That, not even afraid of. There's just this idea in every, at least like hip hop influenced musician, at least, has that thought where they feel like their art will be appreciated more if they weren't here, which is messed up. But it is also true, right? Because I went to PNB Rock's Apple Music once I found out he passed, and I saw that he had released his last album this year on the 28th of January, which happens to be my birthday. And I remember listening to Arya by Nigo and ASAP Rocky on my birthday because it released that day, and being like, fuck, this is the first Rocky song in so long, and it happened to be on my birthday. And I didn't even fucking know that there was a PNB Rock album out. I found out yesterday. Literally. So, the worst is people who pretend to have like, oh, I was your fifth subscriber type people, you know? Fuck those motherfuckers. But I was one of them with X. But yeah, it is what it is. This pizza fucking sucks ass. If you're still listening, why? Like, I'm weird as fuck sometimes. And I feel like that side of me has really ubhar gayi hai since it started back in, like, I'd say March of this year. I think this was in the intro, right? Was there an intro? Was it just in my head? Yeah. I don't know. Since March of this year, I've stopped giving a fuck. I've just accepted myself to the extent that I got a, those personality based, fucking skill, everything based, like career counseling tests, which literally are supposed to tell you who you are and what you like and where you'll prosper. Like, my fucking cousin granddad wasn't enough for that. I know where I'll prosper is fucking college, but I like doing this, so I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do my shit, and if I wanna call you a bitch. Just purely to be immortal. Not that it's supposed to be a negative thing to pass on, because I mean, it makes sense, right? You can't truly ever die. Not a bad thing to die. Don't care if I'm dead tomorrow. Because the day I put out my first song, and I'm not talking about At the Shop, I'm talking about Queen of the Night, I'm talking about Pringles, I'm talking about Bale Bale Bale, I'm talking about fucking my YouTube videos that I made when I was in 8th grade, the 2 random videos that I made in 10th, and the one I made about the 10th boards, and my depressive story about it. Depressive is not a word, but whatever. Through all that, I've already achieved the goal. I've already created something that's larger than me. Now all it is just doing that, not getting better at it. You don't get better at shit. Trust me, you do not get better at anything. All you get is more used to the idea of expressing yourself. When it comes to art, I don't think you get better at it. I in fact think most people get worse at it over time. I usually think that artists, especially rappers, debut albums are often their best. Often, more often than not. So I'm not going to say that. What the fuck was I talking about? My brain just fucking lags out, man. Fuck. I see the last slice of pizza. I want that shit. I want it. I want you. I want you so bad. But I can't have you. Ooh, let's not talk about that. Then we go into some deep shit. That's that. Personal work-life balance. Separation. Oh, let's not also go into separation because other shit comes up. How the fuck have I been talking for 28 minutes? That's sick though, because I started recording. I see the time on my television, and it says 12:28, and it's been 28 minutes since I've been recording. So I started at midnight, which is sick. So 15th September 2022, birth date of this podcast. And we gonna have fun here. We gonna have fun. We gonna vibe. We gonna vibe. Look at this new Mason Margiela drop. Which hard. Yeah. I'll see y'all when I see y'all. How did the fucking thing end, bro? How did the fucking thing end?